Yeah, I want to talk about the big match coming up, bro, that you just got locked in, and that's at King of Table 11. You're going against Paul Linn, bro. That is
Woo!
the dream match right there. I really want to see
Yeah,
you two got that similar body style frame, and both of you got that strong worth ethnic. I really want to see this, man. So tell me,
mm.
what are you doing to get ready for this match, and what's your thoughts?
And it's a fun match because if we go all the way back to, I think it was 2019 at a Travis Bajan event where I had Michael Yellow, that was meant to be Paul Lynn. Paul Aiello came in later, just Paul Lynn got injured, so he was just a ring-in. So we've been meaning to have this match for a long time, but back then I was 250 and whatever, a lot bigger. So this time we're actually meeting at that 105 kilogram weight class. So he's having to get big, and I'm coming down. So we're similar, but he's a significantly smaller human than I am in general. I'm taller than him, broader than him. I got more frame. He's built like a pit bull. He just stacks on that muscle like mad. And look, that's something I've learned. I'll be able to take advantage of. He'll be blowing and massive, and I'll be smaller and have all my endurance and some speed. And I still carried over pretty much all of my strength from when I was 10 kilos heavier, 25 pounds heavier. So um, I think this is a necessary match. Unfortunately for Paul, I think he'll find that his home is in the 95 kilogram class, not the 105s. But that being said, I'm privileged to have the match, but I'm coming to that 105 kilo class like a wrecking ball. I'm really looking to fuck shit up in there big time. There's a couple numbers in there that I'm like, I'll be top five given the opportunity within probably a year and a half. So and make a lot of people upset, which is always a great motivator. But in terms of anything that I need to do, Paul, I'm not worried about his top roll whatsoever. His hook is definitely his strength. And that's definitely somewhere I excel also. That'll come down to who wins center, who wins the rotation. I don't think he'll have the endurance to be able to deal with me, partly because he's just getting bigger. So that's going to have an effect on his endurance and cardiovascular system when I won't have the same issues. So I won't be cutting weight. I'll just be coming in, I weighed in this morning at 105.4, so I'm 400 grams off being at weight. So I'm just going to stay lean and come in at the weight that I'm used to being in.
Why did you make that change with weight? I remember we talked about it in the AWET series, but you found that you're faster, you're stronger at 10 kilos lighter than where you were sitting.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of it came down to health and longevity. It wasn't really. Even my doctor was like, "Bro, you're too big. You would do like if you want to live long, you should probably cut weight." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, cutting weight." So while there was nothing wrong, as we all know, I'm a family man, and I certainly want to live a long life. So if it means that I can have a better potential in a weight class below while still maintaining my health and longevity, then obviously that is the smartest thing to do, especially with the direct benefits of being stronger. Not so much in the general lifts. Obviously, my weight goes up, my bench goes up, so that's all going to suffer. I know full well, but the access that I have to my hand and my wrist has gone up so significantly that every one of the numbers that I've been pulling in the gym is higher, even fatigued after comp. I'm still pulling bigger numbers than I was when I was heavier in the prep, and obviously I lost the weight pretty quick because I got sick before the match. But so far, everything has been shown to be just trending in a really positive direction. So thank my doctor on that one. He's always looking after me. So I get treated like a pincushion. I get all the tests and what have you. So the second we saw something dip, we went time to get smaller. So
Do you find any size difference in terms of the access you've got flexibility wise with your
oh
bicep, with
yeah,
your
I can touch my
chest?
shoulder for the first time in years. Look at this. Look at this shit. Not been able to do that for a long time. But the actual measurement of my arm size hasn't gone down.
Ah,
I'm not as pumped. which is nice. I didn't get pumped up during the match against the beat either, but my arms are still 20 inches. So,
Yeah, what about the forearm? Your forearm is insane.
yeah, forearm's good. But yeah, everything's just, I think the nerves just have a lot more room to be able to operate my arm now that I'm not compressed it with all that muscle. So, and just fluid retention in general that I just no longer have. So, yeah, everything's going in the right direction big time. So the match against Paul, necessary, but I think I'll be flying all the way there, smash into the pad, and have a good time on the after table and see who they throw at me next. Hopefully it's someone that I think I should have beat that won a rematch against.
Ironically.
No, Krasimir. Irakli's
okay.
Irakli's a ways off.
Okay.
Man, Irakli's on another level right now.
That dude is
Beating him with
crazy,
Vitality, man. That was pretty crazy.
Well, that was,
you saw
that the other thing about that was straight after, and then he got me on the table straight after Vitaly, and I'm like, dude, you're fresh. This makes such a big difference when you come off comp and you don't, and you haven't competed and you get to arm wrestle everyone. So very difficult to gauge where things at, but he's Irakli is definitely on the rise, much like Reno. Two very impressive young men. I think I'm a few years off being able to earn my right to a table with Irakli once again. But I think Krasimir is someone that I should have beaten last time, but I made my own mistakes on the day of and blew up and, whatever, couldn't feel my hand. This time, it'll be a very different outcome at the same weight class. So.
What about Brzezinski at some point?
Yeah, always Brzezinski at some point. But judging on how he went again, like how Krasimir beat him, I looked at that and went, "What's wrong with John?" And he looked beat up. He looked pretty defeated beforehand. He just, he's been arm wrestling a lot last year. So I don't think we can take anything from that if we're going to try and arm wrestling maths around. Well, I had a close match with Krasimir and then he thumped John. Therefore, I should be able to beat John. Not the case. Not the case at all. So, I'm at the mercy of the matchmakers and whoever they throw me. I don't really care who it is. You know what I'm like. I'll just turn up in shape and do my best.
I gotta say,
Lachlan, what do you think of the match?
Damn,
I was just going to see what Paul thought the result would be.
Paul, you there?
I didn't hear what you said. My bad, bro.
I was just going to say what you think the result between Lachlan and Paul Linn will be.
I think Lachlan's gonna dominate him. I think he's too much. Just like Lachlan said, I think he's the next size bigger, and you give Lachlan all those advantages, leverage wise, and all that, and with his strength, there's no way that Paul's gonna be able to overpower Lachlan in my eyes. Pradeep, what's your thoughts on that match, bro?
I also think Lachlan is going to win, but I do see a chance where the match goes like the Paul versus David Samushia match, where Paul was hitting and Samushia caught him here and then brought him back and beat him. And all of that took probably less than 7-8 seconds. So that's how I see this match going, because Paul's speed and explosivity, I think, is going to be more than Lachlan. But he will for sure stop Paul, and bringing him back from that position, I don't think it's going to be difficult for Lachlan. And I wanted to ask you one question, Lachlan. Since Engin is already talking about changing the weight categories 100 and 110, and you are at 105 without a cut, so where would you be going in that class, in that event?
I'd go the 110s. I don't see myself, as lean as I am now, I don't see myself being able to, I get too lean for the 100 kilo class. And again, coming down, I would have to water cut from that. And that from a health perspective, that's just really not something that I should be doing. It's certainly not been advised. So this is why I've made the decision to, in a diet sense, cut down to the 105s. But moving forward, if it is 110, I'll probably just cruise around 106, 107, just whatever weight that is really easy for me to maintain. And like I said, look, I beat a guy who didn't even make weight in our weight class and had no issues. So in the 115s, I don't think that being 4 kilograms or 3 kilograms lighter is going to be at all an issue for me in that weight class.
Curious to hear from Israel. What's your thoughts on that, man? Between Lachlan and Paul Linn. I know you've gripped up with Lachlan before. What is your thoughts, bro?
Dude, Lachlan is gonna wreck Paul Linn. I think he's too strong. It's that simple. I think Paul's gonna go right into his power, and it's not gonna be good for him.
Uncle John, your thoughts?
Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm in a corner here. Lachlan's going to get destroyed by Paul Linn. Oh my God, it's going to be a bloodbath. No, here's what I want. I'll tell you what I want. Lachlan proved in a big way against Krasimir that he can have a fucking good match, right? Awesome match, real exciting, real fun. That's what I hope to get out of it. I get it. I can see it. I can see Lachlan being too strong. Maybe a little bit to a lesser extent, I can see Paul Linn doing some weird shit too. Like, I really hope you guys clash. I hope you give problems to each other and just have a goddamn nightmare of a time for my personal enjoyment.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's funny? As good as it is to win, I said to debate before the match, I was like, I hope this is a screamer because I don't fly all this way and I don't train as hard as I do to walk through someone. It's a lot. Like I'm away for the week. So I'm away from a week from my family and all that sort of stuff. So I recognize that this is an important match, and as much as I can see that there are avenues for me to be quite dominant, it doesn't mean that that's what I'm looking for. So from a career standpoint, it's much better that I blast through it. But as an arm wrestler by itself, I want those crazy matches. Like even though I didn't win the Krasimir match, it's still one of the favorite ones I've ever had because it was a screamer, and as entertaining as I hope it was to watch, it was pretty entertaining to be there and actually arm wrestling. Like that was my version of fun. So